How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, and the Eternals is right around the corner. Only a couple of months left until its official release. Now, of course, we were already supposed to have it, but due to COVID-19, everything got pushed back. But now, since we are so close to the movie coming out, there are a lot of leaks and spoilers coming out about the film. And today we have some pretty cool plot details about the film that gives us more insight about the Celestials, the Eternals, and the Deviants, including a major secret that the Eternals are apparently going to find out in the film. There's a lot of new information that we found out in just a day, so let's dive right into it. But if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news. I also have some big giveaways coming up, so be sure to stay tuned. So let's first dive into this leaked plot description, and then we'll dive into the leaked figures and what their descriptions have to say about the film as well. This leaked description is coming from a merchandising company, redwolf.in, and this is what they have listed. After the events of Avengers Endgame, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be redefined yet again with the introduction of the Eternals, heroes from beyond the stars who have protected the Earth since the dawn of man. But when monstrous creatures thought lost to history return in the present day, the Eternals are forced to reunite in order to defend humanity. However, erstwhile loves, Cersei and Icarus, brought back together by the re-emergence of this ancient threat, discover a centuries-spanning secret that will rock the team to its very core. It goes on to say, but who exactly are the Eternals, you ask? They are a race of immortal aliens from a distant planet who arrived on Earth thousands of years ago to protect humanity from a race of alien predators called Deviants. The Eternals were alerted to the Deviant threat by the Celestials, a race of cosmic builders whose fingerprints are on the very building blocks of life itself. The Celestials are titanic progenitors of life as we know it. These cosmic builders' work span the vastness of the cosmos. Though few in the universe can conceive the Celestials' true nature, their influence is felt in the very fabric of existence itself. Now, as I mentioned, we do have some major celestial leaks, but let's break this down first before moving on. Now, the first part says, when monstrous creatures thought lost to history return in present day, the Eternals are forced to reunite to defend humanity. And of course, we know that these monsters are the Deviants. And apparently the Deviants have actually been gone for some time until they reemerge in the Eternals movie. And the really interesting part is it says that the Eternals are actually separated. And this is most likely due to the fact that the Eternals didn't really need to be together as a team since the Deviants were gone. So at some point in time in the movie, the Eternals will be apart doing their own things. But their job is to protect Earth. And of course, we're all wondering what exactly were they doing during the events of Avengers Endgame, especially since Thanos is in fact a deviant. And that could be what this plot leak is referring to when they say an ancient threat is re-emerging. It could be talking about Thanos. Now, of course, he is not going to be the villain of this film, but another deviant is. And probably multiple deviants coming back as well. But here's the real important part. It says they discover a century-spanning secret that will rock the team to its very core. Now, based off of what the second part of this plot description says, we can kind of tell that the secret is that the Eternals are actually from Earth and that they were humans. And the same thing goes for the Deviants. They were once from Earth and they are in some way siblings to the Eternals. This plot description says that the Eternals are a race of immortal aliens from a distant planet who arrived on Earth thousands of years ago to protect humanity from a race of alien predators called Deviants. Now, this isn't actually true. The Eternals aren't immortal aliens. They're actually from Earth. They're actually humans, but the Celestials did genetic experiments on them. This is how it goes down in the comics. The Celestial gods experiment on the early human race, and in doing so, they created the Eternals and the Deviants. But it seems like in the movie, the Eternals aren't going to know that. They're going to think that they're from a different planet, one that the Celestials possibly live on. And the Celestials sent them to Earth to protect it from these monstrous beings called the Deviants. But little do they know, they're actually from Earth. They're actually humans, and the Deviants are sort of like their brothers and sisters. So it definitely seems like the fact that the Eternals don't know that they're from Earth, that the Celestials created them, and the Deviants is the big secret mentioned here. Now, it also mentions the fact that Cersei and Icarus were once loves, but we also know that she's going to have a relationship with Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight, in the Eternals as well. And a previous plot leak for the Eternals did say that there was going to be a love triangle. So it seems like we have discovered this love triangle. It's going to be between Icarus, Cersei, and Dane Whitman. Now let's move on to the figure leaks, and we have some good old-fashioned LEGO leaks. LEGO leaks never fail, especially when they come with giant celestials in the photos with major descriptions. Today we have some leaked Eternals LEGO sets and a catalog for a Celestial, a couple of Deviants, and the Eternals' ship. And the one for the Celestial actually offers some pretty big reveals. Now the first thing is the title. It's in Arashem's shadow, confirming that this is the Celestial Arashem. Arashem is the leader of the 4 Celestials responsible for Earth. And the description says, when Cersei, Icarus, Kingo, and Ajax take on an evil deviant, anything can happen. Cersei transforms matter into anything, Icarus has superhuman strength, Kingo fires energy, and Ajax communicates with Celestials. Arashem, the Celestials' leader, may even join the battle with a stud shooter in each hand. Now, obviously, the stud shooter is a LEGO thing. It's most likely cosmic energy that a Celestial would use. But what this reveals is that Ajax can communicate with Celestials and they can come to her aid, especially when it's a Celestial of Earth, one who would want the well-being of Earth and one who most likely assigned the Eternals to protect Earth. So it looks like at one point, the Deviants are going to be so strong that Ajax needs to call for the help of a Celestial, and they show up to help. So it looks like the Celestials are going to have more than a little cameo. It looks like they might actually end up in the battle, which will probably be a little unfair considering the fact that the Celestials created the Deviants and Eternals. Now, in the other photos, we have a look at 2 different types of Deviants, one with wings and one running on all 4s. Now, it appears that the Deviants are going to be able to shapeshift, and this makes perfect sense because the Skrull, who are in Captain Marvel, who are able to shapeshift, are actually descendants of the Deviants, and the fact that they can shapeshift is why we see one with wings and why we see one running on all 4s. But the description for the one with all 4s is very interesting because we learn a little bit more about some of the characters' powers. It says, Thena, Gilgamesh, and Makari are under attack from a 6-legged biting deviant. The 3 Eternals have amazing powers. Thena can summon weapons, Gilgamesh has superhuman strength, and Makari runs faster than the speed of sound. It's pretty interesting to hear that Thena's power is the ability to summon weapons. Now, she has a spear in her hand in this photo, and if she's using cosmic energy, it seems like she could essentially summon any type of weapon. Swords, spears, shields, knives, perhaps even a gun of some sort that fires cosmic energy. And Thena is the warrior out of all of the Eternals, so it would make sense that she could summon some of these weapons for battle. And the last one is of their ship, which looks pretty cool and almost looks like a pyramid, and very well could be a pyramid that they have in the desert disguising their ship. And based off of what we've learned from these LEGO leaks and the plot description that was just released, the Eternals is going to be an absolutely insane movie, one that we've really never seen before within the MCU. So be sure to let me know how excited you are for the movie in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things Eternals and everything relating to the MCU. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and for live updates you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.